Good evening, and welcome to this week's London by Gaslight, sponsored by the sound of a paper bag from KFC. A late Victorian age vampire masquerade chronicle set in 1892. Continuing in the night, in the city of London this week, is Eveline, the daughter of Cockney, the daughter of KFC, portrayed by Ms. Hartz.
I'm not a daughter of KFC.
Aldrich of the clan of Shapers, portrayed by Bully from Table Goth, who has recently learned that KFC is the fourth largest fast food restaurant in the world? I don't know.
And the most profitable. That's what blew my mind.
Inspector Grey, eating his KFC from the clan of the Hunt, portrayed by Nos KFC Avian.
I don't believe that chicken was hunted.
And a special guest who will appear at a dramatically appropriate time. Not often I get to say that. We begin in the fog of London. The coterie have witnessed an alarming strange boom that has awoken almost everyone in the city. Thanks to some of the coterie's undead senses, they were able to discover that the fog is billowing out of a building over the bridges of the River Thames and covered the area in a thick, unnatural fog that has become visible, even to the kindred that do not possess any such talents, and have decided to take Aldrich's carriage to the centre and the source of the fog. The carriage makes its way across Southwark Bridge and heads south under instruction and guidance. A horse's hooves thunder through the cold streets of the city as the coterie anxiety rises in the car as they make their way closer to the source. Is there anything you wish to talk about on your journey?
I am so tired of dealing with this bloody fog.
Right, well, this is the first time we've seen potentially the source of it, so let's hope this will be the last time we have to deal with it as well.
Maybe we can make it
Agreed.
go
Now
away.
that we know a source for this blasted fog, hopefully we can root out the cause and end it.
Nara is in the carriage, and she's just sat there looking gorgeous and guiding the driver through the fog.
Yes, I believe we will head towards the source of that fog. I suppose if this is the same fog that's been plaguing us, we may run into some sort of apparitions or hallucinations. We've had to deal with that on multiple occasions. I'll see if
Don't
I
want to
can...
have to kill the Easter Bunny this time.
Oh, yes, we did have to. What was it that we killed before? A Christmas spirit or Santa Claus or something of the sort?
Saint Nick himself. Itself.
Yeah. Yes,
And
quite
we met
saintly.
good Aldrich. We meet good Aldrich again. Make sure he sticks around.
Indeed. Quite a pleasant fellow he was. I'm going to see if I can see anything. Shiv, can I look out the window and use Sense the Unseen to see if I see anything in the fog?
Roll Sense the Unseen for me, please.
Sure. As soon as I find it.
Can I use this power, please? It's not ready to go, but I'd want to use it. That's wonderful. You won't see anything in the fog itself. Your vision just refracts back at you, almost blinding you, but you are still seeing the source of the fog billowing out, and I think from the proximity that you are, now that you're a little bit closer, and given your knowledge of the city, you will know that the smoke fog is billowing out of Queen's Bench Prison, and that is where you are heading.
Smell like anything.
Oh, yeah.
What?
The answer can be no.
It smells like regular fog. I was just wondering if fog has a smell.
Well, it could have been.
Does this smell like cocaine to you?
Like that.
No. Yes. Maybe.
It could have been smoke. The prisoners could have been lighting up some Mary Jane. You know,
all at once. When you say coming from the prison, is it like a chimney stack it's coming from, or just like
it appears
the building
to be billowing out of the chimney stack? But Inspector Grey will recognise that this isn't like smoke billowing out of a chimney. This is piles and piles of fog. It is acting like fog, and it is far thicker than even smog that would usually come out. Recognising that the chimney stacks are used in the crematorium of the prison.
Okay. And that location was what again?
Queen's Bench Prison.
Okay.
which is another reason it could smell like something. It could smell like ash.
It's the now that we're a bit closer, I can see that the smoke, or the fog is billowing out of Queen's Bench Prison. And I suppose it's coming out of the smokestacks, which would be the crematorium. However, it's clearly not smoke. It's not the right color or consistency or thickness to be smoke. For some reason, there's copious amounts of fog billowing out of those smokestacks.
Oh, something supernatural in nature, if all past experiences are to hold true. I don't know what we can do about it if it's coming from the prison, though. That's a place I have spent many resources to avoid. Although I'm sure I know plenty of people inside, and I'm sure you've put some people inside of there, Inspector.
Oh, undoubtedly. Quite, throughout my career, quite a number of villainous people I've put away. However, if something... Well, you're correct. Undoubtedly it's supernatural. Whatever is creating this fog must be based out of there. I feel we must investigate and put a stop to that fog, especially if it's the same fog that's been causing us issues in recent nights.
Right, we'll see what we can do, but might be a bit in over our heads. Have we asked, are other people plagued by this fog, right? Or is it just us? I think we got reports of other kindred being affected by this too, right?
There have been reports of mostly fledglings being found, their bodies being found after the fog has descended on the streets.
Yeah, this was a potential lead on the Amaranth. Right. Okay. Well, at the very least, if we do take care of this, we can make sure we take credit for our hard work. Yeah, we'll just continue on then towards the prison. I don't know how prisons are set up back then.
The carriage slowly comes to a halt as the horses whinny and neigh loudly. The driver bangs on the side of the carriage and informs Aldrich and the rest of the coterie the horses will not proceed any further, leaving them little choice but to proceed on foot, no matter where they want to go. They open the carriage doors and head out into the city. The fog is thick, but the coterie are able to see each other if they stay close together. For some reason, even Nara is able to see the visage of the coterie as they stride through the thick fog. They begin to hear the whispers and echoes, and the whispers slowly poke at the beast inside each of them at first, but soon their beast begins to scream. Could you all do a willpower check for me, please? Difficulty 3.
I will still begin to hum the song in my head.
Oh, Inspector Grey.
Yep. We can just add those up, right? No?
As Inspector Grey walks through the fog, he pulls his arm away from Nara's and loses her in the thick, dense fog. The blood urges Inspector Grey to come out on top, to own and to establish dominance. This compulsion drives Inspector Grey not only to excel but to revel in it, taunting the weak and challenging the strong. He makes his next interaction into a competition, using all means at his disposal to end up victorious and to rub the nose of the loser in their defeat. Inspector Grey cannot use teamwork and performs any action that avoids establishing dominance or challenging authority at a 2-dice penalty to his pools. This compulsion ends when Inspector Grey has won and gloated over it. Eventually, the coteries step out of the fog. And like an eye of the storm, the way is clear, and all around them is a wall of thick fog. Standing at the centre of the fog is Queen's Bench Prison. Every member of the coterie present can see the fog billowing out of the prison's chimney stack like a titanic, constantly flowing steam engine, and realise the source must be from something in the bowels of the prison. If they wish to investigate further, they will need a way into the prison cellar. Fortunately for them, the area is clear of any kind, apart from the gates on the main entryway in. Their main obstacle over the wall, however, are large iron spikes that they may not be able to clear. Stepping out of the fog behind them is the eerily familiar visage of Aldo.
How could this night get any worse?
Yes, you've lost Nara.
Yeah, we lost Nara and we gained Aldo.
Oh, so stepping out, none of us see Nara then?
Inspector Grey was just like, nope, get off my arm.
Greetings, young child.
Right. Aldo, what a pleasure to see you here.
You're going to go in the fog and find Nara and bring her back to us, right?
What, did you didn't take Nara from us, did you?
No, it was your fault.
My fault. Last I saw her, she was with the inspector.
Yes, Nora was with me. I wanted to make sure to arrive here post-haste, and she was a bit slow, so she was right behind me, I assure you.
Inspector, you left a blind woman to wander the streets by herself.
I didn't leave her by herself. She was right behind me in the fog. Neither one of us could see. It's fine. I just needed to make sure to be here post-haste. I wanted to arrive here first.
Right, you wanted to race a blind woman here to feel better about yourself. Alright, although I'm sorry you are seeing us like this. You are right, this is apparently our fault. What the fuck is wrong with you, Inspector?
I would like to throw my voice to Nara and ask her to give us a sign if she's okay.
Okay, that'll be free, and you won't hear anything back. Although I was desperately trying to think of what they say in Phasmophobia, but they updated it recently, so now it's like... Old. Here.
Behind you.
Well, although I do love catching up with you whenever the opportunity presents itself, but may I ask what it is you want?
Young Master Uldric, your coterie's adventures this night hold a vested interest for me. If you would not mind, I would like to see how this night plays out with my own eyes. I will, of course, lend help when the time becomes necessary.
Right, I should
Thurston
have
was
known.
with us last week, right?
Thurston, yeah. He's jumped off into the sewers and probably got lost because of his amazing map reading skills.
Oh, I was going to ask Thurston to go look for Nara. I'm trying to tie up this loose end here.
I forgot to say.
I'll jump in the sewers and I'll use my map reading skills. There are maps strangely planted on the walls. They're not very useful.
Right, alright, Aldo. I suppose it shouldn't be much of a surprise whenever there's something quite unnatural about, and it presents to be a problem for us that you are nearby. So here you are. So I assume you also can see the source of this fog seems to be coming from the prison.
Yes, it holds interest for me. As you know, there are very few things that can block my sight, and this fog has proven a nuisance for me as well.
Right, that is very interesting, Aldo. Very interesting indeed. So I suppose it is in all of our interest to rid our fair city of this blight. And if you're here to help, do you perhaps have a way into this lovely prison of ours?
The door.
Go in, we have to go find Nara.
What would we do without you? I have a feeling Nara will find us in a dramatically appropriate time.
Yes, after having been abandoned in the middle of this dangerous fog by our most capable inspector.
Well, Inspector has issues, alright, and that's for him to work out. It seems to be mostly abandonment issues, and I don't mean him getting abandoned, he seems to abandon women in his life, alright?
Inspector would charge towards the door and then pound on it, knocking loudly.
Oh, there he goes.
The main gate.
Okay, I'll try to open the gate.
And 2 guards will step forward. And they'll say, "What the fucking hell do you think you're doing?"
I will pull out my inspector's credentials. I need access into this building immediately. What is this, prison place?
Do for me manipulation and subterfuge, please.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Oops, sorry.
And this is establishing dominance, so you won't get the 2 dice penalty.
Okay.
Can we roll that too?
I have a plan for the next set of rolls, so I won't.
Guards will just look and they'll say, "Gov, your credentials are out of date by like 10 years. We ain't letting you in."
I don't think you understand. It is imperative that I get in to this prison immediately. I don't care if you don't like my credentials or not. I will be getting in, and I want to intimidate.
How are you intimidating? Just using the voice and general demeanor.
At this point, yeah, I think so.
Manipulation and intimidation, please. There you go. No, look at each other and they say, "Well, it's highly unorthodox, Gov, but I mean, they are legit. They're just out of date, so Tell you what. Look, just anyone asks, you knocked us out, all right?
Yes. Yeah. Of course. If anyone questions, I forced my way in.
Good enough. And they'll step back, unlock the gate, and the gate heaves and creaks as they push it open, allowing entry into the prison's courtyard.
And I will proceed forward by myself.
Did he just... Right, I mean, I'm here. Evelyn, you're here. Hell, Aldo's even here. And out of all of us, Inspector's the one who's doing the talking to get us in. And it worked. The fuck is going on with this fog? Something's truly amiss.
Even I never saw that one coming.
Right,
Tell you what, the
clearly
Inspector's finger licking good.
Right, I'm just curious to see where else this goes. I'm sure eventually it's gonna bite us all in the ass, but it seems to be we've entered some sort of alternate dimension where the Inspector's able to convince people of things. Right, so I'm just gonna let this go and see what happens.
We probably should follow him.
Oh, right now I want to see all of this. Very entertaining. Yeah,
I'm in no hurry to catch up.
all right. I'll offer an arm to Eveline, and I'll offer an arm to Aldo if he needs it.
I'll take his arm, of course.
Okay.
Aldo is just... You can't see his face in the depths of his cowl, but the black hole where his face is in the cowl is just staring at you for at least a minute before he will snake out his arm and take yours.
Amazing. Yeah, then Aldrich with one on each arm will stroll and will follow the Inspector. See what the hell he gets up to in this prison.
The coterie enter into the courtyard of the prison. The layout of the ancient building stretches out from the centre into an L shape. The architects were careful not to bring the building walls too close to the outside walls, and affords plenty of room to navigate their way around the entire structure. In front of the coterie is the main door. A risky proposition to gain entry to the prison, but at least direct. There is also the possibility of searching for a supply drop-off. Which way would you like to proceed?
Follow Inspector's lead.
Yeah, whichever way the inspector went.
Okay. Colonel, where are you going?
You know what? I'll So we can choose to go. I guess we're looking for a supply drop-off. You said
You can go in a direct way, or you can find a supply drop-off. Yeah.
Oh well. Considering my compulsion, I'm just gonna go take the direct route.
Okay.
Because
if you start bragging, your compulsion will end because you've successfully.
Nice.
That's true. I will turn around to Aldrich. See, Aldrich, you're not the only one who can talk your way through situations. Being a former inspector, of course those prison guards let me through.
Right, no one's arguing with that, Inspector.
Good.
You know what? You... There's going to be a moment of just Aldrich's usual anger sort of flash on his face, but he's just so caught off guard by that he's just sort of stunned silence for a second. And by that moment, Inspector's probably already on to the next thing before he can really properly react.
I'll head towards the supply room.
And you may have a willpower back for that compulsion playthrough. The coterie.
What was that?
The coterie Walk around the structure, not catching anyone's attention due to the guards all being inside at this time. They follow the service road around that sneaks along the sides of the building and is used by various carriages through the night and day to deliver supplies to the prison. Is there anything you wish to discuss on your travels?
Are there any windows that we can see in?
No.
Since when did, the inspector become so forceful?
I would say right about the time you showed up.
How wonderful. I'm always glad to help people come out of themselves.
I like the way you said that.
I don't either.
The coterie make it to the back of the building and find the delivery yard area. A raised brick and stone platform sticks to the outline of the bare area. 2 large arched metal doors lead into the facility they use for deliveries. They are closed, and in the corner is a small-sized cast iron door, also closed.
I wonder what sort of... Oh, go ahead.
Are there any boxes outside? Go on.
I wonder what sort of deliveries they receive, if they receive anything unusual. I will look around and see if I can see anything that would be an unusual delivery.
That would be free and a success, and no. There's nothing out there.
No unusual deliveries pending? Anything that's sitting is what you'd expect a prison to receive?
Is there anyone at the door? On the inside of the door? Is the door, you says, like a barred window?
It's solid cast iron doors.
Oh, the door's just... I'm gonna go knock on the door.
Young
The door
master.
is answered.
Oh.
Sorry.
Hope you're good. I'll watch.
The door is answered by a young man in a police guard's uniform that seems slightly too big for him. Shocked by your presence at the door, let alone the knocking. Hello? I'm shocked by your presence, let alone someone knocking at the door.
I've been shocked tonight as well. It seems to be a night for it. If you could, I would like you to escort us to your... Do we know where the chimney stacks going to a crematory said?
Yeah, I mean...
Did someone say that? Do we know that?
Yeah, it would be
the natural
simple.
conclusion.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
Right. Yeah, I'll say I'll need you to escort us to your crematory immediately. Like to dominate him.
And that's a free roll. Well, yeah.
What do you want me to roll? Well, besides your house.
That's free for an unprepared mortal.
Okay.
Well, I'll take you to the cellar, Gov, but I ain't going down into there. I'll show you where it is, though.
Right, let's go.
Prison's corridors are damp and stained with moisture and possible old blood stains or worse. The empty corridor's sounds of flowing water and unrestrained hum of electricity echoes through the concrete walls in a strange symphony with the coteries' footsteps. They are led to a small door that is marked Cellar, Do Not Enter. The sign is worn down. The guard opens it for you to enter inside. You not be careful in there, alright? No one goes down there.
Right, wait, make sure that door stays open. And when I'll describe Nara. When a woman fitting that description comes, please escort her here as well.
Got ya. Are you describing a woman or an angel?
I'll let you be the judge. Appearances can be deceiving, right? You're young, but you should learn that now.
Eventually, the coterie reached the end of the long, never-ending hallway. A small iron door blocks the way upon the rust-covered door is a screwed in and mostly worn down from age. I was really ill when I wrote this. That simply, barely reads, Cellar, Forbidden. What would you like to do?
That sounds promising.
Yeah, it's a section of the building that's forbidden and that no one seems to want to enter. I think we're on the right track.
Perhaps keep your eyes peeled from here on out. Since we do not have Nara with us, perhaps you could see things the rest of us cannot.
Dear storyteller,
Yes.
may I use premonition?
What would you like the premonition to be about?
What we're going to find on the other side of this door when we open it.
You can. You won't like the answer, but you can.
Well, we're going through it no matter what.
And a rouse check for me as well, please. Gain a hunger.
My bad.
Darkness. Pitch black darkness.
So Aldo is just going to stop in his tracks for a moment before looking up. And he's going to look at Aldrich and say, "You're going first."
Why?
Because you're the meat shield? I can't see what's on the other side of this door.
Well, I think our bravest should then go. Inspector?
Very well. I do consider myself to be quite brave and stalwart. I will use. I want to activate my heightened senses, which I think is just free.
Yes.
And yeah, I want to have heightened senses one before I go in, and I will open up the door and proceed, unless something stops me.
Anyone going with Inspector Grey, or are you just like sort of pushing him forward on his own?
I'll wait a beat. Let him go in first, wait. And if it seems safe, we'll follow.
The coterie stumble forward in the dark, until Inspector Grey finally comes to a stone wall. Thanks to his experience, he is able to stop himself from walking directly into it. Aldrich, however, lacking such experience, walks straight into the wall with a loud thud. Inspector Grey trails his fingers over the engraved stone, forming a mind's eye picture of the door as he runs through the trail, finally finding a groove to place his hand and pushes the door open. The sound of stone grinding upon stone fills the dark room, and candlelight begins to leak into the chamber. As the stone echoes slowly fade away into the darkness, it is followed by an even stranger sound. And you are charged by 2 whites.
Of course we are.
That sound.
Normally, I give this to the players first, but because you're in darkness, Didn't expect it.
Ugh.
Your immortal enemies, the whites, are going first. The first white is going straight for Inspector Grey. Teeth, bony claws, thrashing in the air and attempting to land themselves upon his flesh and tear him apart. How would you like to respond, Inspector Grey?
I will try to dodge.
Dexterity and athletics, please.
Dang. Okay, I think I will do a willpower reroll of 3 dice.
Well then, so am I.
Hmm.
Goes to
Hi.
the white. Inspector Grey, thanks to his heightened senses, is well aware of the incoming danger. Seeing the claws and teeth thrashing under the candlelight, he is able to dodge most of the incoming blows, but a small swipe still catches him off guard and makes a wound across his shoulder. 1 superficial damage. The second white is going for the other noise that it heard. The sound of Aldrich walking into the stone wall. Once more, teeth, claws, fangs, all coming to bear upon Aldrich. How would you like to respond?
I'll fight back.
Strength brawl. Sticking with it, or like a reroll?
Let's reroll.
Same.
Oh no. Wait, do we have one from RJ? Or do we already use that?
You do if you want to use it.
Yeah, I can do much better than that. Let me...
Okay. Strength and brawl.
This one's for RJ. Let's do it. Much better.
Sticking with it?
Oh, no, it's not much better. It's only 1 better. How would this work with willpower? Would I use the one I rerolled earlier, or do I redo a willpower reroll if I want?
You'll scratch another willpower off and do...
Yeah, let's do it.
It's the WP reroll button underneath the willpower
Might
bar.
be able to crit. I do crit.
Very nice. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Oh, thank you,
Over
RJ.
to you. Aldrich, not one to back down from a fight, clenches his fists and engages in fisticuffs with the other white, managing to catch it off guard and striking it in its chest, impacting it and sending it reeling back for a moment before it steps forward once more. The white takes 1 superficial damage, which brings us to the coterie.
That's with the +2?
With a +2. 2, 3.
Airfield hammer fist.
Who would like to go first from the coterie?
I will start singing. A song about darkness. Surely there's a Victorian song about darkness. And of course, I am using Death of the Dragon.
Any particular one you'd like to go for?
Yeah, I'll go for the injured one.
And it can only dodge. Eveline lets out a blood-curdling scream about darkness, aimed directly at the white, as it was just engaged in fisticuffs with Aldrich. It is too distracted to be able to get out of the way effectively, and the sound wave strikes it right in its chest, sending pieces of dried flesh and bone off. Aldrich just went, so Inspector Grey.
First, I will unmute myself, and then I will. I want to rouse the blood to start filling my mouth with Vitae. I think that's for Scorpion's Touch, and then I will also attack.
Okay. Rouse check for me, please. For Scorpion's Touch. Which white would you like to hit?
The one I'm engaged with. So the one
well,
that
I don't know if you're
attacked
engaged yet. You know, it's still early days. Taking you out for a meal, probably KFC, knowing you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that white just tried to steal my food, so you know, we're gonna have to throw down now.
That counts as dinner.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a throwing knife at the white, the one that attacked me.
Dexterity, athletics, and all it can do is dodge.
Would I be at a penalty because it's so dark?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's enough candlelight in there, and you have heightened senses as well. Plus,
That's
you know, this white is really close to you, even though you're throwing something, which I thought was a bit weird, but I didn't want to question you.
Alright. I'm going to stick with it.
Alright. Inspector Grey pulls one of his trusty throwing knives out from under his jacket and swiftly aims it at the white. Fortunately for the white, it is able to dodge out of the way with ease, and the blade goes flying off into the darkness as Inspector Grey hears it fall to the ground. Aldo!
Aldo is leaning up against the wall, one shoulder against it, just kind of watching, enjoying what he's seeing, not particularly in a hurry. A little bit surprised that Inspector Grey was able to dodge the first attack with such little damage. He's going to slowly bring his wrist up within the darkness of his cowl and bite it, and I'd like to prepare for Scorpion's Touch.
Rouse check for me, please. Anything else you'd like to do? You can still attack.
Even if I'm preparing, just Scorpion's Touch, I can still attack? Huh. I'd still like to stand there and watch. I don't want to do anything.
Which brings us back around to the first white, who is engaged in hand-to-hand with Inspector Grey. Is there anything funky and fun I can do? Yes, there is. The white begins to pump what little vitae it has around its body, sending vitae into what's left of its muscles and sinew, and begins striking out and lashing at Inspector Grey. Lucky 7.
Let's see. Okay, can I use fleetness to help dodge? It says once per turn, add celerity to the rating of the user's... hold on, wait. Let me place it here. Yeah. There's a move you can do for defending. Yeah, once per turn, the user may also do this when defending with dexterity and athletics. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So
what's your celerity rating?
It is 3.
Okay. Dexterity athletics with a +3 modifier.
Okay.
And also, depending on your blood sorcery, do you have a +1 on your disciplines? Or your blood potency? I know what your blood potency level is.
If you've put in fleetness, dexterity, and athletics, it'll automatically add in the appropriate dice.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I forgot that's
Yeah.
See?
Wait, 1, 2. Wait, no, actually, I don't know if they added the modifier. 1, 2, 3. Actually, yeah, it did. Oh wait, no. I'm gonna try to roll again. Hold on.
I don't know if it catches it because you're rolling Dex Athletics. You're not rolling Select.
Your earlier
So
Dex
that's why it
athletics was 2, 4, 6 dice, 7, 8. 6 dice, 2 hunger dice. This one is 2, 4, 6, 7, 9 dice in total. So it's added something.
Okay. Yeah, 4.
Oh, it's
Rolling
probably
like
added
shit
just your
anyway,
blood
it doesn't-
potency bonus dice instead of the...
Yeah, the celerity
thing.
thing.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, do the roll again with just
yeah.
+2
Athletics.
modifier if you're doing it off the sheet for fleetness.
There we go.
Much better. Sticking with it?
Yes.
Okay. No, it's bad when I've got to do maths. Lovely. Oh, yeah, it's fucking halved. Shit. Inspector Gray feeds his own vitae around his body, moving at a supernatural speed. Unfortunately for him, the white is even faster than that, and is able to catch off a few swings, claws, and scratches at him. You take 5 superficial damage, halved to 3. Second white, who is engaged in hand-to-hand with Aldrich, is not particularly intelligent, and is going to do exactly the same thing. How would you like to respond, Aldrich?
Also the same thing, except I'm rousing my blood this time. Yeah, we gotta go for it. I don't want to get hurt. Watch, we'll get another crit right here.
I'm going to reroll too. Fuck it.
Damn it.
Yeah, I've got 3 I can reroll in there. Let's see. 6 to Aldrich, 6 to the white. Goes to the white because the white was the aggressor. Plus 4 for potence. Brings it to 10.
Are we attacking each other?
Yes.
Weird VTM combat, alright.
2 superficial damage to Aldrich as they engage in fisticuffs, each pumping vitae to appropriate parts of their body, trying to get an edge over each other, fighting to a near standstill until the white is able to sneak in a quick swipe across Aldrich's shoulder. Brings us to Eveline.
I continue to sing at the same white.
Okay. And all it can do is dodge. Badly. Eveline lets forth with her own sonic boom, which strikes the white once more in its chest, sending pieces of bone, sinew, and indeed vitae off into the distance. The white is beginning to look incredibly worse for wear. And so is Captain Foley Studios down there. Aldrich, you went? Captain Foley Studios!
Forget to unmute.
Yeah, now you can make noise.
Am I Captain Foley Studios?
Yes!
Oh, okay.
I can't imagine why.
And what is Captain Foley Studios to do?
Exactly.
My turn. I will do my Scorpion's Touch attack, and I also want to rouse the blood to mend.
Okay, do your rouse check to heal first, please.
Okay.
And heal the blood potency 2
2.
or 1?
2.
And heal 2 points of superficial.
Mm-hmm.
And do dex and athletics. And the white is going to try and dodge because that's all it can do.
I don't even know if it's worth trying to reroll.
You have got a 0 on the table there, which has increased the odds of a crit.
Yeah, I'll do a willpower reroll just to see if I can get a crit. Nope.
Inspector Grey spits forth an acidic bile that lands just short of the white's feet and begins to sizzle into the floor. The white doesn't even look down and lets out a strained hiss at him. Odo!
Okay. I have a question for you. If I rouse, because I have to do dexterity and athletics to hit it, and then strength plus occult to do damage, if I rouse, does that apply to both my rolls since it's the same turn? Or it's
Only
I have
one
to rouse
roll.
twice?
Have to rouse for each roll that you want roused. Should I say aroused?
Okay, I'm going to stand up from the wall, slightly alarmed at the seemingly impressive powers these whites have, and just spit at the one that Evelyn has been chiseling away at. So I'll roll Scorpion's Touch here.
Dex Athletics, all it can do is dodge with a -1 modifier.
I can reroll 2 of those, yeah?
Yes.
Good heavens.
That goes to you.
Oh, okay. Thank
That's
you.
it.
And then I'm going to rouse for the strength and occult roll.
Gain a hunger. Definitely
Man,
feeling
I'm hungry.
aroused. And strength and occult, please. Oh, what is the defense? Show me.
Actually, I don't know if it's strength and occult. I think it's actually.
I think strength and a
Yeah,
strength
you
blood
do-
sorcery. I thought was damage, and then
Yeah, it's
occult
strength
for
blood sorcery,
poisons.
stamina and occult for you. Yeah.
Okay. Do strength, blood sorcery. And the white is occult stamina. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll the 2, 1,
You
and
might wanna
4.
wait.
Is that okay?
Can if you want.
Do it. Do all the damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
We may never hit him again.
I know, at this rate. Jeez.
So that's 4. Aggravated damage to the second white as Oldo casually spits forth his acidic bile that lands on the white's back and begins to sizzle and burn through its very back, making an entire hole that he can see through. Which brings us to the last round.
Scorpion's touch is superficial.
Is it superficial? I thought it was aggravated.
I would love for it to be aggravated, but Ball's caress is where you start aggravating things.
I mean, that's true. Whenever my balls are caressed, I feel slightly aggravated.
It reads if the user wins, the poison does the margin and aggravated health damage to mortals and then not have superficial.
Yeah. Look, I debated telling on myself, but the tutorial rules person in me won out.
I have learned very early on. If Bully says this is how it is, that's how it is.
It's how it is, yeah.
So, what did I say?
All will give a huff and displeasure that the thing's still freaking alive.
But that is still some aggravated damage to the white.
Yeah, non-halves is still super good.
And there's just a smaller hole that you can see through on the back. Which brings us to the white engaged in hand-to-hand combat with Inspector Grey. Who is going to go in and try and grapple him?
I will, of course, try to dodge.
Okay, Dex Athletics. I'm re-rolling. I don't even want to wait for you to re-roll. I'm re-rolling.
Wow.
Inspector Grey. Oh, would you... Yeah, okay, I got this. Yeah. Inspector Grey is able to skillfully dodge out of the way of the incoming white's bony, clawed hand attempting to grasp at him. He looks upon the white and in a moment of self-realization wonders if this is what he is slowly descending into. If this is what he is to become. Reflecting upon his lost wife, his lost humanity. Take 2 humanity stains.
Oh boy.
Second white engaged in hand-to-hand combat with Aldrich. Yeah, no surprises there. It's just going to...
While we're swinging at each other, I keep forgetting I could use my bugs in combat. Can I have the bugs come out and give him a 2 dice penalty for any swarmed individuals?
Have to do that on your turn.
Is it? I've been taking my turn at the same time as his.
Yeah, I mean, if
we've just been rolling.
If you're going for punchy, then yeah. But if you're doing a dodge, then no. That's what it comes down to.
No, I've just been going on the same turn as him, just punching at each other.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
There's nothing I have to roll for that. I think it just happens.
And it was -2, you say?
Yes.
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh, finally. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna simply
I'm
because
gonna
I can.
rouse.
A bit more reasonable. Nice. And that's +2 with your amazing fist?
Yes. I want a willpower just to...
Oh, you're close enough, I think, for that. And it's the last round. Aldrich, this is what's going to happen, clenches his fist at the screaming white, noticing the hole and the candlelight burning through, and plunges his fist straight through. destroying the white into a pile of ash upon his strike. Brings us to Eveline.
Less singing, more stabby.
Dexterity melee. And all this can do is dodge.
Oh my... No.
Would you like success
That's
at cost?
pitiful. I guess so. All those freaking die.
I'm going to give you one success. What was it? +2 or +3 damage bonus for your scissors?
It's +2, but what's its specialty? I can't remember.
It increases with you get the damage bonus increase on Kindred.
Does a white count as kindred?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes, it's +2, an additional +2 to kindred.
So that's lovely. Eveline, tired of singing, decides to become more visceral in her attack. Draws her scissors and attempts to plunge them straight into the white's neck. She's unable to get it straight into the neck as it dodges out of the way and hisses at her. While it's messing around, hissing, she decides to plunge her scissors into its chest. She stares into the cold, dead eye of the white and wonders if this is her own fate as well, if this is what is in store for her. You take 2 humanity stains.
She'll lose humanity eventually.
Aldrich, you smashed one of them. Inspector Grey.
The white I'm fighting, how's it looking?
I mean, I've dated uglier.
Okay. Then maybe I'll pull out the big boy guns. And I'll save that for later. I will, let's see here.
I'll do the big boy guns, go on. You can't tease us like that and then just be like, oh
hold
no,
it back.
no.
It'll come later on in the episode. I will just,
It's teasing us and it'll come later.
Yeah. I will just attack with that throwing knife.
Dexterity and athletics, please. When Buddy does it just takes me off.
Quit this group.
Just takes me off guard. That'll teach you to prick teasers, won't it? Sticking with it? Would you like success at cost?
No, you know what? I'll do a willpower reroll. How about that?
Okay.
I know what the cost is gonna be.
Lovely. Inspector Grey pulls out another one of his trusty throwing knives and is able to skillfully throw the knife, impacting the blade deep inside what's left of the white's flesh. Aldo!
How crumbled are the walls? Would I be able to remove a stone or something from one of them?
You'd be able to find a loose stone or something, you know. There's a bit of a history with kindred being able to find stones and smashing the heads in of their brothers.
Okay. I'll just find, a good palm-sized stone and just give a hurtle at it toward the right.
Dex, athletics.
Roll 20 messing up here.
Yeah. Didn't help much. Sticking with it?
Yeah, I can't re-roll the messy critical, so... I guess I could re-roll a 3 to try to get a little more damage, huh?
You don't need to. You don't. It's not the damage that you need.
Yeah, I can't fix the problem, so...
Aldo throws a particularly large stone at the white that is already losing vitae at a phenomenal rate, and manages to strike it in the back of the skull, severing the spinal column from the rest of the body, and it falls forward, giving Inspector Grey one final look of abject terror and shock as it falls to the floor and turns to ash. As it does so, Aldo looks over at the pile of ash, and the beast inside of him screams. Aldo cannot use teamwork, and performs any action that avoids establishing dominance or challenging authority at a 2-dice penalty to all of his pulls. This compulsion ends when Aldo has won and gloated over it. You are suffering from the dominance compulsion.
Lovely.
Although we're fighting for our lives, and Aldo picks up a damn rock and just cannonballs it through someone. Right. Aldo, I did not realize you had an arm on you like that. That was unexpected.
Aldo is going to look at Aldrich. And use Mesmerize.
Oh no. It's on.
This is not gonna go well.
Go on. Show me
I
Mesmerize.
don't want to do this.
Okay. So, Aldo, Mesmerize, Aldrich, Intelligence and Resolve.
My God.
Yeah,
This is horrible.
I'm not bothered with that. I'm just gonna take the L.
Okay, so that's going to Aldo. Man, Aldo, you put me in a tricky spot there, haven't you?
Oh boy. What's happening now?
You give an instruction, and I do it.
Am I good with the beast thing now? Does it get any worse than this?
I think you gotta do the thing first.
You gotta do the thing. If you do something shitty and gloat about it, then yeah, I would imagine.
Take 2 humanity stains. That's going to be easier for me to handle and fairly pointless. But 2 humanity stains nonetheless. And
Okay.
What instructions are you giving to Aldrich? I say instructions, but what command?
Young Master Aldrich, I believe I still owe you for our first meeting. Would you be so kind as to take a knee?
Yeah, Aldrich would take a knee immediately.
There we go. That's it. Done.
Thank you, good sir.
Does Aldo have rationalize?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say that can help. At least he'll think it was his own idea, and he won't need to do. Okay, the cycle has started. But Aldrich started this cycle, so.
Does he still have to gloat?
He must. Do I gotta gloat? I can gloat. I can do it.
Yeah, you gotta gloat.
Young Master Aldrich, you would do well to remember your place in the presence of an elder. I have a long memory. I'm not prone to forget the needless slights. Just remember where you stand now, and we'll get along just fine.
Such ill manners.
Yeah, Aldrich being under mesmerized for the knee, so just been a sort of a blank stare, just kind of unceremoniously dropping to his knees. But once that, faded, and then the words of Aldo actually hit his now alert mind. Yeah, he just takes this in. He just looks up, looks around, sort of embarrassed a little bit that he is sort of submitting in a way to Aldo, and he just slowly stands.
How
brushes off his
say
pants.
Aldrich is?
What was that?
How embarrassed would you say Aldrich feels?
It definitely it frustrated. Not like a lot of it depends on the audience, because it is Eveline and Gray. It's not as bad, especially if that was Eveline's reaction. Was not something to where he felt necessarily humiliated in front of her. But yeah, upset. Are you getting a frenzy check? Is that what you're asking?
I was thinking it. What do you think?
Hey, this is your game. I'm trying to avoid
defending him.
I'm trying to avoid the spiral, but if you want to lean into the spiral, it's up to you.
I think with Eveline's reaction and stuff, it wasn't too rubbed in, and
she softened the blow just enough to where it's under the surface. But yeah, he just stands and he just peers into that faceless form of Aldo and into the depths of that cowl, and he just nods. Right. Point taken.
Aldo, why would you say such things? Good Aldrich was just complimenting you on your throwing arm. It was quite an impressive pitch. You should play cricket.
Am I free of my compulsion yet?
Yes.
So, Aldo is going to shake his head a little bit and whisper under his breath, "Shit." And then, Aldrich, you still owe me the ruffled shirt. I've been waiting a long time for it.
Right, and you should have it, and more. But first, we have things to attend to here. Shall we get on with it?
And well done on the fight.
You as well. As Gray said, I did mean when I meant that as a compliment. And
I didn't realize I took it as sarcasm, but thank you.
Oh, it happens. It happens. Some people find me a bit prickly for some reason. I don't see it, but others do.
I have the same problem sometimes. I just don't understand it, so... Yes, indeed.
Aldrich will sort of turn on his heel, and though he's usually prefers sending other people in first, he's gonna make a point of leading the way, proceeding onward.
The whites defeated, and bodies turned to an ashen pile, the coterie proceed forward into the newly opened chamber. Inside the chamber is nothing but a simple stone room. The etching on the stone door they come through bears the word Londinium. The chamber before them, however, has a large stone sarcophagus in the centre. Lining the walls are various stone platforms. The coterie are starting to feel something they haven't felt since they were mortal. The sun has arisen outside, and although they are protected from its potentially dangerous effects, The curse laid upon them is rendering them exhausted. They must rest through the day, else they will simply pass out.
What's in the room? Other than stone? Anything?
The stone sarcophagus in the middle, lining the walls of various, platforms jutting out.
But there's no, cloth.
No.
Okay. Yeah, sleep here. Would I be able to get a message to the carriage using...
If you asked Eveline, you could.
True. Can you tell Durston to come in here? Watch over us as we sleep.
I will throw my voice and say, "Here, Durston, come here." Who's a good boy?
Yep. Durston will come floundering in. Like the loyal pup he is.
Right. Sort of pet Durston. Right. You watch here. If anyone comes in, I need you to kill them. And he's going to pause for a second. And he's going to look over at Aldo. You realize we'll have to be sleeping here too. Think about it. Then I'll let that thought pass. Right, that is it. Suppose the first time we've not slept in the house in quite some time. I don't like it.
Am I able to open the sarcophagus?
Don't open it.
Okay, that would be a no. The light is coming up too fast, and I am too weak to open the sarcophagus.
You can open it if you want. I just wanted to say the line.
Oh. Well, then I would like to open it.
And you will see the skeletal remains of an ancient warrior.
Oh, cool. I will take the remains out and lay down in the sarcophagus. Put the lid over.
It's the most Evelyn thing we've ever seen.
Perfect.
He gets the best bed in the room!
And on that note, we shall take a break.
Durston was some Durston stacks.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back. The KFC Otery arise from their death-like rest as a metallic pulse reverberates through the walls, but at a fairly calm pace. Stood next to the stone sarcophagus is a woman in an extremely elegant but older-style white dress. Sequins and pearls run along the linings of the entire dress and raised high collar. She looks at the coterie, moving her head silently between each member of the coterie. And could you all do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber, please? Inspector Grey and Eveline increase your hunger by 1.
We'll slowly slide off the lid of the sarcophagus.
May I do another... I'd like to heal some superficial if I could do another rouse.
Of course. Heal 2. New blood potency 2?
Just 1.
Oh. Heal to 1.
Actually, yeah, I am going to do another rouse check, though. There we go.
Okay. There you go.
Back up.
Is there anything you'd like to do before I move forwards?
Is the skeleton still there?
A skeleton's been thrown across the room or something like that, just
I'll spread out.
Discarded with disdain.
But it's still where it was discarded.
Yeah.
That's what I was worried about. Durston's still there.
Yes.
As is this mysterious lady.
Yes.
I'm just going to stand up and lean against the wall and watch.
Slowly sliding the lid off.
Gonna be this guy in a red jacket that suddenly walks in and starts doing this dance called the Thriller.
Took me a sec. I was thinking Victorian jacket. I will still be ignoring her, stretching out, fixing my hair.
You should just be looking at you with raised eyebrows.
Right, who are you?
My name is unimportant. I had one once, but it has been lost to time. But it matters not. Do you know where you are?
We are in... What's the name of this prison?
Queen's Bench.
Queen's Bench Penitentiary.
No. This is the exact centre of London. You've walked further than you think. And you make steps in a world that only few see. Not the world around you, but the one just below the surface. And that is how you are even able to be here.
We are underground. We know this.
And do you know whose skeleton it was that you have discarded?
I needed to sleep. They weren't using it.
Are you familiar with the name Boudica?
Would I be?
Oh, yeah.
I am not.
Really?
I don't think so.
I thought Boudica
not out of
transcended
context.
culture. She
What's
fought.
Boudica?
She fought the Romans, and the Romans won.
We don't learn about other countries here.
But
Sorry?
Boudica, very important historical figure.
In American history?
America didn't.
We don't even learn
exist
our
at
own
that point.
history.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
I'm reading about Boudica now. I will know the answers.
Once I saw the name, I've never heard it said out loud, but once I saw, I was like, yes. I learned that from a podcast, though, not from my school.
One of the most important and influential women in history.
We don't teach about women here.
Welcome to our horror game, Shiv.
Was she black too? No, we really wouldn't know about her.
About the American school.
She was Saxon.
Why are her remains here?
This is her resting place. Her broken body was brought here after her defeat by the Romans. She fought for her country, gave her life to be free of occupation. The country itself followed her. This city even gave its very spirit. She fell to overwhelming odds. But even if her life was forfeit, the city lived, perhaps even grew stronger because of her. Although now, the city lies dying. The spirit of the city is in pain. And the woman steps back. There's a sarcophagus. Falls in. Melts away, leaving in its place a small mound of iron, mostly blackened, dented, pulsing, louder than ever. The metallic pulse that you heard earlier now fills the room. This is all that is left of the spirit of the city, decayed and charred with neglect. The city can no longer cope. It expels itself over the city, desperately clinging to existence. It cries in agony, but I cannot help it. I know not what even could help it. Perhaps it may just be easier to put it out of its misery. And you? Do you have ideas? What would you do? You are the first here for a very long time. I would look to you for a solution. Perhaps fate has sent you here for a reason.
We'll scramble to get the skeleton and try and put it back together in the spot where the sarcophagus was.
Making it worse, Evelyn. Sorry. We'll slowly look towards Aldo.
Aldo is... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, please finish.
It feels like we are stumbling into your area of expertise. Fate, magic, and whatnot. Is this what you're interested in? Did you know about this?
A young child is. And Aldo's going to look at the group of you. You have stumbled upon a fate that even the most ancient of our kind often do not see. This is a fate that is yours alone. And Aldo will just step forward and kneel before the remains, and then he's just not going to respond.
Why didn't anyone tell me this before I took it out?
Simple. Most people know it's good manners not to pick a skeleton up and throwing it out of its resting place.
I needed a place to sleep.
Inspector, you dabble in the supernatural as well, do you not?
Yes, I have been known to dabble some. More as of late, I've been learning more of blood sorcery. But I'm not quite sure where I would begin to try to make this spirit whole.
How about you take a closer look at it and see what you can't deduce?
I would like to inspect the object.
Yeah, I don't even think you need to roll for that, just to look at it and see it is what it appears to be, of just a lump of iron. Charred, damaged, resonating.
I could try to take it to a forge and reforge it.
I might have an idea, actually. I'll refer to the woman. Oh, this is the soul of the very city, right?
This is the
Is
very
that quite
spirit of it,
literal?
yes.
Are we allowed to take this with us? I think I know where I can fix this.
There is no single person that could lift the entire spirit of the city by themselves.
Well, there are 4 of us.
Could you all hold the city upon your shoulders?
I'm getting there. Not sure if I'm quite there yet. But I think I know someone who can. I would like to bite my hand to get some blood flowing. And I want to make a symbol of Endymion around this thing.
Oh!
Yeah. Just look up and be like, I
Doesn't sound like a good idea.
have a soul for you that might even satiate your appetite for a bit.
Oh my god, we're gonna give the entire city to a demon.
Would you like to recite the sacred words?
Absolutely.
Please.
I did not see that come.
Oh, you want me to actually? Oh, I don't think I even have those written down.
At this point, Aldo, while he is doing this, is going to stand up and step back as far as he can from this with whispering. Remember, the heart of the city.
You may summon with the sacred words.
Yeah, I'm just stepping back.
Ba, weep, ground up, weep, mini bong.
Icky ticky tang.
Yes, he recites those.
It
What was
grab
Aldo
weep.
saying?
One day I'm going to get them to say bar, weep, gran up, weep, mini bong.
If you put it in writing, maybe.
And you're offering the spirit to Endymion for consumption.
I guess Endymion can. Well, I figured Endymion can like assimilate it, right? Just be one big happy.
Your sacrifice was accepted.
Do this, keeping just one eye on Aldo just in case. I don't know. Aldo knows what this stuff is. Yeah, Aldo knows our demon stuff, but still, just sort of one eye on him, one eye on the others, just in case someone tries to stop him. Someone being Aldo.
The rock
But yeah.
no longer resonates, no longer glows, and just becomes entirely black and crumples to dust before you. The spirit of the woman looks at you all, tilting her head, and for a brief moment you swear you can see a tear run down her cheek as she fades away. The room begins to shake. The very floor beneath you tremble as pieces of stone start dropping out of the ceiling, crumpling in the entire building. What would you like to do?
Run.
Good idea. Everyone that is running, dexterity and athletics, please.
Can I use traversal just to be a boss?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm gonna blood save.
That's smart.
I'm actually gonna go mist form. Require some rousing on my part. Speed up the.
I'll be out. I'd be jogging along.
Yeah.
I know. Odo's surprisingly spry.
Yeah.
Doing a willpower reroll too.
Daintily stepping around rocks. Running like this.
How uncouth. Oh. So who am I waiting on dex checks from?
Do you still want me to make one in mist form?
No, you should be alright for misform. It's
Right.
Inspector Grey, that's it. Wonderful. Inspector Grey and Aldo swiftly make their exodus of the chamber and successfully close the stone door behind them. Eveline
You waited till I was out, right?
Eveline brings up the rear, looking slightly worse for wear, and giving the room one last dirty look, making her exert herself as she exited. Finally, the entire stone collapses in on the chamber. You will all take 4 humanity stains for sacrificing the entire city to an agent of chaos.
I'm an Aldrich.
Do you want me? I feel like I should just straight up lose one at least.
Alright then, yeah. I think that would make sense. You lose another humanity, and you're still taking 4 stains on.
Yeah.
And that
I was kind of hoping that
was how we
Endymion
got
would
Boris Johnson.
I was kind of hoping Endymion would revitalize the city with demonic energy.
Oh yeah, let's give the fucking spirit of the city over to this evil monster that's been around since before time and has literally been eating people that are made of solid faith. That seems like a good idea, yeah.
Does this mean we caused Brexit?
This was Brexit. This was the soul Brexiting this city.
I love how everyone's had the exact same idea from that, to be honest with you. You don't know Boudica, but you know about Brexit.
Because we have memes to teach us now.
Fair.
Brexit is
no
current
Boudica
news. I can
news.
get that on my own.
The coterie are able to navigate their way through the strange oubliette and back to the cellar of the prison. When they arise into the prison itself, they find it strangely quiet. A deathly silence has fallen upon the interior. The coterie are able to make a surreal exodus of the facility. As they walk into the cool night, they can see the fog has lifted and the chimney remains still. Is there anything you would like to talk about as you leave?
No.
Do you think? Do you think now that Endymion is in charge of the city, with the soul of the city, that things around here will start getting a lot nicer and better kept?
No.
No.
Does this mean I can have my own flat?
No.
Well, Endymion, surely now that you have the soul of the city, your influence throughout the city and your sway on the city should be better, should it not?
Let's give him
You
time
exaggerate.
to digest his meal. All I know, Endymion, the only thing I've come across that truly seems to give me a little bit of benefit in this whole partnership thing. Camarilla, Mithras, Valerius, everyone else, right, they just seem to use us. Demion uses us, right? But he's the most upfront about it. I quite like working for him, and I think we're gonna go far. And Demion on our side. What's good for him?
Yes.
For all of us.
And good for the city of London.
Sure, that's important too.
A puppy for everyone.
Aldo is just going to straighten his back a little bit and look at Aldrich. Hold your tongue, fool. I believe the three of you are going to need to come with me. Now I understand what I saw this night.
Honestly forgot you were there for a moment. I apologize. But I'm gonna need you to forget that whole thing. You know what I'm doing.
Yes, we do.
Oh, here we go. What a truth. Come on, dice. Down and time resolve. Arousing. God. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Oh no!
You can reroll. Reroll 3.
Would you like to re-roll
no.
3?
I mean, I gotta, but
Anyone have a reroll for Aldrich?
Yeah. Oh, let's just hope he rolls bad. Okay, that's.
There we go.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Aldo, would you like to roll, or would you like to just spend a willpower?
I'm just going to spend a willpower to negate the entire thing. Remember your place, fool.
He's older than us.
As I said before, come with me.
Do that.
Then Aldo is just going to turn and begin walking, not even waiting for them to make a decision.
I've been wanting to get my hands on some rituals for blood sorcery.
This
Would
seems
you
like a good time to ask Aldo for a favor.
Aldo's just going, he's just going to stop, and he's going to turn around, and you can't see his face, but his body language is just that of absolute and utter disbelief. And he's just standing there looking at Inspector Grey. This is the Inspector Grey I remember, the one who is wonderful with words.
Why, thank you, Aldo. But yes, I've been coming along quite nicely in my studies of blood sorcery, and I've been looking at some more potent rituals that I would like to learn.
Well,
And
go on.
any assistance or information you could provide would be most appreciated.
I would love to help you, presuming a group of you do not kill yourselves by your own stupidity first. And then Aldo's just going to turn and walk. Aldrich, you would do best to follow, and your group of followers.
Suppose we all bested in this instance. Lead the way.
Instead of taking Aldrich's arm, I will kind of clutch to it.
Aldo's going to look over his shoulder and see Evelyn clutching onto Aldrich's arm. Dear Evelyn, that's not going to help you.
Aldo
I clutch harder.
Aldo leads the coterie into Aldrich's carriage. And Aldrich instructs the driver where to head.
Who's around? Oh, never mind. We can keep going.
Is there anything you would like to discuss en route?
Where are we going, Aldo?
Westminster Abbey, babe.
Aldo. Okay, perfect. So that's where we're going. I'm only going to say the words. And then Aldo is going to kind of sink back into the corner of the carriage. And it's kind of like the shadows are enveloping him. And I don't know if the storyteller is going to allow me to, but dear storyteller, and I roll premonition on anything that's happened. Obviously, I know we all know what's coming, but can I roll some kind of premonition?
What information are you after, exactly?
I want to know how exactly this affects
the person that you're taking them to?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to get that reading.
Okay. Then I'm just going to sink back in the shadows and yeah.
Okay.
And where are we going again?
Westminster Abbey. It's a very large, old, famous building where various people of historical import have been buried.
You can throw their skeletons out too.
Fun fact, Karl Marx is buried at Westminster Abbey.
That's interesting, actually.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Wait, so he didn't tell us where he's taken. Are you going to turn us in, Aldo?
Oh, no.
I think you should explain where you're taking us before I agree to go with you.
I think you should learn some humility, child. And think before you act for once.
Although there is a problem with me, is I have heard this advice before. I will not listen to it before, but I will roll the dice with you. Let's see where this goes.
Often, one learns their lesson a little bit too late.
Hey, Aldo, don't fucking push the luck here. Let's just get him there.
Let's go.
You should have seen the PM I just got. The carriage comes to a halt outside the grand building of Westminster Abbey. Aldo, without missing a beat, jumps out of the carriage, encouraging the coterie to follow him. They uneasily leave the carriage and follow Aldo as he leaves them on a very specific path around the building and into the sides of the structure, finding a small door on the foundation that leads down. Aldo takes the lead into the undercroft and guides them through the claustrophobic stone corridor in single file. Is there anything you wish to discuss before you arrive? This might be the last time for a while that you are able to talk somewhat freely.
Aldo's demeanor will change a bit now that we're here. Remember, young childer, sometimes honesty is the best help you can give yourself. Do be careful.
Noted.
I need more booze for what's coming.
I'll say under my breath, keep us safe. Meaning I'm talking to Endymion.
The coterie are led into a large stone hallway. Stained windows and golden decorations are pressed into every piece of stone, allowing the few candles in the room to provide plenty of warm light. In front of the coterie, sat upon a modest wooden chair with a high backrest, is a dark-skinned man of a compact build. Although he bears handsome features, his sombre eyes that are partially covered by shoulder-length dark hair betray his undead nature. He seems to radiate power and eminence, and the coterie already know they are before Mithras himself. Standing next to him is a small, slightly built woman with delicate features, her chestnut hair tied in a bun. Although she seems slightly older than most kindred, she still strikes the gathered kindred as an elegant but powerful woman. On Mithras's opposite side is the man they recognize as De Camden. Mithras leans back in his chair, one hand resting upon the chair's arm, the other on the side of his head, propping it up as he leans to the side. Anyone has Sense the Unseen? Roll Sense the Unseen for me, please.
Sure.
I'll nervously curtsy.
It's coming. I'll do a
Roll
willpower
3 of
order.
those? Yep.
Yeah.
Inspector Grey can see nothing emanating from Mithras whatsoever. It's almost as if he is immune to being read. Lady Bosley, however, has black tendril-like aura to her. Mithras leans forward. Aldo, you conniving, incendiary trickster. You drooled out something about important news. Spit it out.
Aldo will drop to both his knees and give a bow. My lord, such news, I believe, you should hear from the ones in charge of it themselves.
Well then, what happened? Tell me exactly and leave not a detail out. Remember as if your very unlives count on it, because they do.
The awkward silence is in character.
Assume we are here because Aldo is not happy with us. Not sure why he's bothering you about such a matter.
What is this news?
We were presented by something that some mystery person claimed was the spirit of the city. Right.
We followed the fog.
Performed a ritual to sacrifice the spirit of the city to a demon.
You did
So you realize
what?
how ridiculous this all sounds. It was not the real spirit of the city, just as there is no real demon.
Whose idea was it to do this deed?
Mine.
And then who among you is responsible for this coterie? Who do you call as leader?
Me.
What is your
I
name?
did this while Aldo stood by and watched. I am Aldrich.
And of what lineage are you?
Zimichi.
Naturally. As you take responsibility for this coterie, you shall yield half of your properties to me. Consider this an act of mercy, and a reward for your deeds to date. I have killed more important kindred for far less.
I get to keep the theater, right?
You. And you. You all had a hand in these actions. It seems just that I take your hands as payment.
Stick my hands behind my back.
Both of them?
One hand. Do you not listen?
I will present my non-dominant hand.
Put that thing away. I am not interested in performing the act myself. You are beneath me. I wouldn't touch you with a stick. Now, you have drawn my ire. I shall allow you to continue to exist, for you have done services and deeds in my name. But you have also foiled my plans for this city. Spirit of London was to be mine. How you ever came across it in the first place is a mystery to me, and moot at this point.
The fog.
Were you talking to me?
I don't say anything.
That's what I thought. Now, Aldrich, if that is your real name, Lady Bosley here will sort out the appropriate paperwork concerning your properties. Aldo, I wish you to oversee this transaction.
Yes, my lord.
In fact, as you were so passive and did not assist in a defense of the city, I would like you to be the one to take their hands. One from each of them, except Aldrich. Taking his property is far greater sting than anything physical.
This one understands, my lord.
Mithras stands and leaves through the back archway with de Camden standing by his side. The coterie are left alone with Lady Bosley, who gives them a wry smile. Aldrich, I shall facilitate the handing over of your properties. Come! Let us take inventory. Tell me the list of your properties.
Right, let's get on it.
I assume, just for brevity's sake, you're going to list them all out. Now, Mithras is very exact in his wordings. He did not specify which pieces of property he will take. Therefore, the choice is yours.
Right, if he's quite literal in his meaning that he just wants half the buildings I own, then if possible, I will choose. I don't know specifically. I assumed Aldrich had a series of places. I know his main ones would be the two theaters and the two.
Basically, what it comes down to is: do you want to get rid of the big theatre, the small theatre? your opium den or the steam room. Those are the big ones, and
I
then
will
we're
let
going to halve your resources.
Eveline keep her theater. I'll get rid of my theater.
Okay.
But we will be keeping my opium den, getting rid of hers.
He likes theater better anyway.
And on your advantages, please halve, rounding up. What do you have for resources? Now, I believe there is one more matter to attend to. And she will draw a large sword and hand it to Aldo.
How far away? You're gonna know what I'm doing with this by asking this. How far away is Westminster Abbey from the house that young man stays at?
Thank you, RJ. Pretty far. It's pretty far. What was the plan there? Hey, young man, come beat Lady Bosley up.
Yeah! Kind of throwing him under the bus so maybe he'd get his hand chopped off instead of me. But he's too far away.
Aldo, you have this sword. What you doing?
I would like to get down on my knees, look up at Aldo and say, "Mercy, please." And then start to sing the prettiest song I can think of very low.
Aldo, up to you if you want to defy Mithras, Prince of London, self-proclaimed god, child of Ventru, for a song.
Aldo will take the sword and step forward, and then he will kneel in front of Evelyn so that our faces are... Because you kneel down, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to kneel down so that our faces...
Basically begging for mercy.
Yeah, so our faces are equal from each other. Lady Evelyn, is a hand more important than your life? You have been spared. What is your choice?
I will reluctantly put out my left hand.
Aldo's going to reach out with his left hand and hold the palm of her hand, and he's going to look up from the cowl, and this will be the first time anyone has seen his eyes, and he's going to keep eye contact with Evelyn.
Out of interest, just because it's Aldo, does he still wear something underneath the cloak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
he would like to wear a ruffled shirt, but he doesn't have one yet, so.
I'll have to PM you.
Yeah, when he gazes out, you'll barely be able to see his... The cowl is still held low. All you can see are his eyes. That's pulled over his face.
So basically, it's just a lower part of his eyes are exposed.
Yeah, it's kind of like the picture. You know, you can't really... It folds over his face, you know.
Okay.
And without breaking eye contact, then one deft motion, he's just going to cut off her hand.
Eveline, 3 aggravated willpower damage, and until that is healed, you will have -1 dexterity to all your rolls.
And a single red tear drips down her face.
And you lost your watch too.
Hey, Shiv, would I be able to use before Aldo comes over, or I guess goes to chop off my hand? Could I use fleetness to try to disarm Aldo and then chop my own hand off?
Show me fleetness.
Because I can use it as for out of combat. I don't know if you want to consider it combat or not.
No, I don't consider this combat. I would allow you to do that. Are you sure you'd want to do that?
I mean, the directive was that I lose a hand. Does it matter who cuts off my hand? Oh, sorry. What was the directive exactly?
Aldo was specifically told to cut off your hand.
Okay, I don't want to lose 2 hands.
Oh man, I was like, oh, she's gonna kill both of us.
I was gonna complain about Aldo taking too long and cut my own hand off.
But I guess you can always just put your hand out like this, you know.
Yeah. I will step towards Aldo. It's like, can we please get this over with? I'm like waving my hand in front of him.
Aldo
a little off the top, please.
Aldo will stand, and in the same motion he stands, will raise the sword with him and just cut off his hand.
3 aggravated willpower damage.
I could have done that better myself.
At -1 dexterity to all your rolls.
I wish there was some way to add like a note to the sheet for temporaries.
I'm just gonna drop my dexterity by 1 and make a note for myself to add it back later.
Aldo is going to keep both the hands. You know, yeah.
Do better than giving you 5.
No.
I can give you 15.
Now, Aldo, my good friend, since I've given you a hand, when do you think you'd be able to assist me with those rituals I was curious about?
Aldo is going to stand there and then turn to Lady, I don't remember her name.
Bosley.
Bosley. Lady Bosley. Is our business concluded?
Yes, but leave the hands. I think Mithras might want to make a trophy of those for now, before they begin to rot.
Aldo's shoulders will slump a little bit. Yes, my lady. And then he will set them at her feet.
So, if you cut a limb off of a kindred, would that be similar to killing a kindred? Would it automatically go back to wherever it was frozen and, like, if it was an elder kindred, would it turn to ash?
If it was an older kindred, it would turn to ash, but you're not old enough for that, so it's going to quickly decompose. Like over a period of days and slowly rot to where you would be if you were just a corpse.
Okay, but it wouldn't be like instantly decomposed to where a body would be. Okay.
I mean, I like to do that for older kindred as a flavour thing. Like, if you were Aldo's generation, slice off. Pfft. Bless you.
Also, would we know already whether or not our hand is going to regenerate when we sleep?
You've never lost a limb before, have you?
Mm-mm.
No, you wouldn't know.
Has Gray lost a limb before, or was that a different character I was playing?
No, he lost his wife.
I feel like Yeah, I guess he did.
It was his right hand!
So now I lost my left hand. It's even now.
I believe our business has concluded, and justice has been served. You may leave for now. But remember that Mithras will not forget this transgression, and do consider yourselves fortunate that you are even able to walk out of here.
If I'll say over to Aldrich, it's a shame Mithras hadn't made us aware that he seeked the soul of the city. We would have delivered it to him on a silver platter.
Why didn't Mithras go looking where the fog came from? This feels like we were set up.
Lady
Lady Anne
Bowsley.
is still right there.
Oh, I thought we walked out.
No one said anything to me. I just said you're free to
Oh,
go. And
I
you were
meant-
just
I
like,
meant to-
let's slack this bitch off right here.
Oh, I meant to say my comment in front of her.
Oh,
okay.
I did not.
And you will all turn to leave, leaving Lady Anne, her hands crossed in front of her. As Eveline says to the rest of the coterie, why the fuck didn't Mithras fucking look for this fucking thing? The fucking cunt.
Is Aldo still with us?
Yeah.
Aldo's not welcome in the carriage.
Aldo, why did you let that happen? Could have intervened at any time. If you truly cared about what Mithras wanted, more than you cared about watching us be punished.
Young Master Aldrich, you have not been suffering this on life for very long, but already you are learning the politics and intricacies of it, are you not?
I'm learning that I don't like them.
Yet you must play the game.
Must I?
Did you know why I sought out your group this night?
Do enlighten me. Because it wasn't to
Kappa?
retrieve something
Betas?
from Mithras.
Because past this night, I no longer saw your futures.
Does that scare you?
Me? No. Does that scare you?
I've never been able to see my future.
Let me put this more in simpler terms. The only futures I cannot see are the futures of those who are dead.
Ah. Can you see when you die, Aldo?
That is not for me to tell you.
Suppose not. Damn it, that's scary. Who gave Inspector Gray that bubble wrap? Take that away. Well,
The equivalent of someone opening a chip bag during a funeral.
Like opening a pop right when they're like.
Well, Aldo, right? Can you see our future now?
For now, yes.
I suppose we've avoided a worse fate then.
Indeed. You did well to be honest before one of such power.
I am not the best at I tend to pick enemies that perhaps I shouldn't. But I believe that also accounts for my success in such a short frame of time. Either way, Aldo, if you cannot see your own future, I'm not sure I want you interfering in ours. Though there is one thing, I don't know if you're just keeping it from me or if you truly can't see it. I will enlighten you to something. Let me tell you a bit something that is heading your way. You will die, and it will be by my hand. And I really do hope that you can see this coming, and it plays over and over in your head until the moment when it finally happens. And I have a feeling that timeline has been accelerated greatly after this night.
I would hope you remember, dear Master Aldrich, who bought you the time past this night.
I hope you remember that might have been the worst mistake of your life. I'm going to get in the carriage.
Aldo, when would you like to schedule our little rendezvous? I can peruse your library, or if you want to tutor me some on the rituals. Whichever you'd prefer is fine with me.
Do you think Aldo needs a hand?
I gave Aldo a hand, in fact. I'll lift. In one hand, I'll hold up my notepad and I'll lift up my.
What are you going to do with the other? Oh yeah.
I'll lift up my stump. Aldo, I can just pin it in here. Just give me a date.
Aldo is going to consider for a moment. Young Inspector Gray.
Okay. What's Inspector Gray's ritual level?
I can learn up to 5.
Okay. What happens when you don't fill out your sheet properly, Aldo?
Don't tell me I have higher blood sorcery than the Tremere blood sorcerer.
No, he just didn't bother.
Elder Tremere blood sorcerer.
No, he has like 5 ritual slots, of which we've made 1.
Hey, you gotta remember this was my first character and I had no idea what I was doing, okay? I've never done this.
What ritual would you like, Inspector Gray?
The ritual I would like, that one where I can make those magical stakes.
Shaft of Belated Dissolution.
That's the one.
Something like that.
Okay. I'll let you have a shaft of belated dissolution.
Wow.
Sounds worse coming from it.
So, Aldo will just take out a book from within his cloak and hand it to him.
Aldo just keeps his whole library in his cloak.
No. While some may not believe, I am aware of futures. Here is the ritual that you wanted, already pinned out for you.
Why, thank you very much, Aldo. I will study this. I look forward to learning its intricacies. I initially reach with my stump, and then I said, "Oh, sorry, I forgot myself." And then I reach with my good hand to grab the book.
And I am sorry about your hand, but a limb is less important than a life.
Oh, it's quite alright. Although I'm no stranger to lost limbs, I used to pay taxes, you know.
That'll actually get a chuckle out of Aldo. You take care of yourself in these coming nights, young Inspector Gray.
Indeed, I hope you make the best of your own life as well, Aldo. I'll give him a polite nod and bow, and I'll step into the carriage.
Eveline, any choice last words for Aldo?
As I step into the carriage, I just say, "You are not welcome," and slam the carriage door.
Any last minute things anyone wants to do before we end this session?
Yes.
Oh.
I would like to go by the Pawn Thrift Curiosities shop.
Do that? Maybe? There it is. Okay. You'll find a door randomly on the edge of a corner. You recognize the outside of the door as Curio's shop. Is there anyone going in with Miss Eveline?
Yeah, I'll go in with her.
Sure, I'll go in.
And as you enter into the shop, it seems fuller than the last time, larger. Shelf upon shelf is filled with various intricate and exotic items. Running down the middle is an island counter, overflowing with various artifacts. Coming from the back of the shop, you hear the familiar voice of the elder shopkeeper say to you,
"What's your pleasure, sirs, madam?"
Curtsy. Good evening, sir. I'm wondering, do you have a hand
I have two.
for sale?
Oh. I've got just the thing for you. Wait here. And he'll do that thing where it looks like he's walking downstairs underneath the counter. You'll hear a few clattering of pots and pans and various metallic noises. And then he'll forget that he faked it and just appear, hop up over the counter. I have a monkey's paw.
Goodness gracious, no, I've read that story.
Oh, good thing too, it's cursed. But it comes with a free tea. The tea is also cursed. But you get free sugar. The sugar is also
Which
cursed.
is also cursed.
But you get some milk with it.
Which is also cursed. As long as
No,
it's
it's
not
just curdled.
No. Oh, well then, no. No, do you have a hand that's maybe like porcelain or metal?
I mean, I do have a porcelain hand. I'm not sure you'd want it.
Because it's cursed?
Maybe.
Oh, Eveline, if
My
you
chances.
your hand will return. You do know that, right?
Are you sure?
If not, I can give you a new hand. There's hands all over the
And
place.
that's why I'm here. Let's see this porcelain hand.
Of course! And he'll do the thing, looking like he's walking downstairs. And then just appear a few moments later. And put this rather large, very creepy looking porcelain doll on the counter. I could take the hand off this. Previous owners
How big is the hand?
Oh, it's pretty big. It's big. It's big enough that you could get away with it.
Is it like from... Okay, so it's not like the itty-bitty little hands like the SNL?
No. This thing, it's big enough to be able to wield an axe and kill previous owners.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just a hand, please.
Right, no. Why would you bring a cursed doll hand into our home?
We've got something better than a curse. It'll be fine.
What? No. Why are you just drawn to the most terrible things? I do not understand this. I cannot.
Drawn to the most terrible things. I want to know what type of hand you would give me.
It could be whatever you want.
I want a porcelain hand.
I was more confident staring Mithras in the face. I'm more worried now about whatever you're about to bring into our home. Alright, I cannot be a part of this, though.
You can always paint it.
Doll that's cursed. I intend to put a glove on it.
Well, that might work.
No, this creep's Aldrich out. He's leaving.
The crystal! I say as he's walking out the door.
The shopkeeper's just there, unscrewing a hand, pulling it, and eventually it'll free. And you swear for a brief moment you just heard this yelp of pain come from the doll, but... You were saying, Inspector Grey, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, sorry. I didn't mean to talk of you.
That's fine. And he'll hand the hand over to you, as if he's already shaking. I don't know quite how you're going to attach it to your breast.
That's what the gloves are for. And for the sake of storytelling, we'll pretend she has these on her. She'll pull a pair of opera gloves out of her purse or pocket and put the hand in one and then pull it up. And then put the other opera.
It's almost a perfect... It's almost a perfect match. Oh, wait, hang on. You want the left hand, sorry.
Switch now.
Poor doll.
Now, how would you like to pay?
Oh, my funding just went out the door. Can I interest you in a song?
No, you've paid with one of those before.
I know many songs.
They're all the same. That's the thing with songs. I already know all the songs. You just take all the notes and discard the ones you don't want.
Then I'll make up a song just for you.
No, you're going to have to do better than that. What have you got that's interesting? Unique?
My voice is the most unique thing about me.
Oh dear.
How about a lock of my hair?
As long as it's from the side that's actually got hair, yes.
Evelyn has hair on both sides. Even if Miss Hearts may not.
A lock of hair.
She will take out
yes.
generous lock of hair. And she will use her scissors to snip it off and hand it to him.
And he will very quickly put this in some glass frame. And it might strike you as a bit odd that the hair doesn't start decaying or anything like that almost instantly as it is separated from your body. And yet it seems just as perhaps more alive than it did when it was attached. You'll admire it. Yes. This could be most useful. A couple more of these and my date's going to be ready. And what about your...
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. What about your companion?
Do you want the other hand?
Come on, Stumpy. Tell me what you want.
No, I'm quite okay. Do you have anything else of interest? I was just mostly perusing.
I have this wrist what? No.
I'm
Left-handed.
quite alright. I certainly appreciate the offer.
Have you thought about sticking some sort of weapon or implement?
Perhaps
Very
I'll
popular 100 years ago in the Caribbean.
A hook.
Yes, I could put some sort of hook or knife or the such in there. It may prove useful.
Would you like a hand? Oh, sorry. Would you like assistance with that?
No, I have my own knives. I can manage. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
How dull. Is there anything else you may wish to purchase from my store? We are quite fully stocked.
I can see it's quite a fantastic store. But alas, there's nothing I need or want at the moment. Except for a hand. But I'm content on waiting.
Why brain go blank when need brain not go blank?
Riker's enjoying that hand.
It's the hand that was holding the treats.
Are you sure? Everyone has needful things.
What would you interest me in?
Well, I could interest you in a great many things. It really depends on what your desire is. I mean, obviously, if you don't want a hand to replace the missing one, that puts me in a bit of a back foot.
I'm sure given enough time, it'll grow back.
Would you like knives?
Get a fried chicken.
Is there
I was going to say they're very
anything
good for cutting
special?
chicken. Yes, in fact, you see, these knives, although plainly on the outside resemble any other throwing knife, they manage to find their way back to the owner magically.
Oh, that would save me a great deal of time.
I noticed you were missing a couple tonight.
And yes, indeed, I did lose one in the darkness, I believe. I missed my target.
2 or 3.
I like to think I collected them. But yes, I would be interested in those self-returning knives.
What would you offer me for them?
Offer him a lock of your beard.
A weekend with your what?
Um, let's see.
Do you sing?
Have not very well, I'm afraid. Not very well at all.
Tried. Do you know any jokes?
Well, I have heard that, how's it go? You fight like a farmer. I'm butchering the joke.
Fight like a cow.
You fight like a cow.
How appropriate, you fight like a dairy farmer.
I don't think that's a joke.
Very well. Answer me this riddle and you shall have them.
Oh, God.
Very well.
What starts with T, ends with T, and has T in it?
TNT? It's dynamite?
No, try again. Try harder.
Starts with a T, ends in a T, and has NT in it.
No. It starts with a T, it ends with a T, and it has T in it.
A teapot?
Yes! And he will reach under the counter and give you the box of knives.
Thank you. These will come in most useful. Thank you very much.
Cutting-edge technology.
Indeed, I've always wanted a set of enchanted knives. I will give a bow and thank him again before I depart.
Thank you. And please, come again. Head out to the carriage. Is there anything else you'd like to do before we wrap up this session?
The carriage left an hour ago when this was going on.
Right, yeah.
No, he would have waited. No, yeah, Aldrich just would have got to the carriage when it was just him, just said to himself / Endymion, I know that it will all be worth it in the end.
Yes.
And you will all head back, probably to the Whitechapel house now. Settle in for the day. And you get a bit warm, throw your arm out the sheets and go, this doesn't work as well when you haven't got a hand.
So say, I will take my doll hand off before going to bed.
Guess that makes you a living doll. And we should wrap this session up before I completely lose my mind. Make everyone else lose theirs. So thank you for coming and watching. It was a bit of a chaos, bit of a chaotic episode this week because Nitro's not very well, and we all send lots of well wishes to Nitro. Ash is also not doing very well, so plenty of well wishes to Ash. But Kendu was kind enough to come and save my soul this week and curse all of you. But a thank you for watching. And Kendu, who are you? What do you do? Where can we find you? Do you do things? Let's find out.
Thanks for having me. You can generally find me here causing chaos and destruction and being very kind and likable to our lovely coterie here. Yeah, you'll just find me around here.
And you play Lantre in Oxford by Night, who has currently got a level 6 bond to a Sabat.
Indeed.
Throwing that out there. Eveline, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
First, Kendu, can I say it?
Yes?
Thank you for joining us, Ken Daddy.
My pleasure.
So I am Ms. Hearts. You can find me just about anywhere, Twitch, Twitter, etc. as Ms. Hearts. If you're in the Austin area, you can also see me performing with the Batshitty Bombshells next Friday, not tomorrow, but next Friday at the Sterling Arts Center in Austin, Texas, for Tits or Treats, a burlesque show. After that, the third Thursday in November, I will be performing Belly Dance with Carousel Caravan. And then in December, I will be emceeing Homes for Holidays, a benefit show for Austin accessible housing. I think that's everything. And if you need promotional products or graphic design, go to gibopromo.com.
Aldrich, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I am mortal enemies with Aldo. That is all that I will be doing from now on, is planning his demise. No, well, I'm not doing that. I'm Bully, and I'm doing table goth stuff, which isn't really anything right now, which is nice. I'm taking a little breather, slowly recording some cult stuff behind the scenes that'll be dropping November, December. But I live here next week a lot. I'm doing some Wraith and some Demon. So that'll be fun. Looking forward to that. I just realized earlier today that is next week. Otherwise, yeah, just go to Table Goth YouTube. Watch us stuff there. Subscribe to us there, because we're actually, I just noticed, getting close to that sweet 1,000 subscribers, which means I can monetize things.
Nice. Does that mean that you don't need the soup sponsor?
Yes, finally. Yeah, that's it. Check me out here next week, and then go to YouTube.
Definitely do check out Table Goth tutorial videos at the very least for VTM, because they are fantastic, and making your way through that core book just on its own without anyone to reference to can be a complete nightmare, and brilliant work.
And that's another thing to look out for. We're currently editing our player's guide, which we're putting in the Storyteller's Vault once it's ready. Very excited for that, actually. So
very nice.
Keep an eye out for that the next week or two.
Last but never least, Inspector Grey, Noscavian Noscave FC. Who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Tell us about your OnlyFans.
The OnlyFans is a joke. The account has never been activated. And I hang out in Discord. You can @ me to get my attention, otherwise I'll miss it. And
I'll still miss it.
Thanks. I come here every Thursday to play tabletop games with everyone here. And yeah, it's pretty much me.
Yeah, the only thing left to say is next week, starting Monday the 25th.
Yes.
Demon of Fallen, with Bully, our buddy from Table Goth. Cassandra and partners. Wraith, day after, with our buddy, Bully. I've lost track. Who else is there? Ms. Hearts is going to be there. Astrid's going to be there. Canadian Syrup's going to be there. Day after that, on Wednesday, 27th, Ms. Hearts, running Darkest House. Moscavian, Tina, myself, Nitro?
Yep.
And Nitro. Thursday, we're going to do Phasmophobia with Noscavian, Tina, myself, and Nitro. Friday, Halloween special of Hallowed Be Thy Name. Of Oxford by Night. Saturday. What's happening on the Saturday? Lancer, being run by Nitro.
and various of his friends. It's going to be chaotic hell. And then we're rounding it off on Sunday the 31st with premiere of Modifius' upcoming TTRPG Homeworld, with Commander Llama, Heiress of Relay, The Return of Silence, and Dead Western. So tune in for that. It's killing me! It's killing me! We will go raiding on Fangs of New York, because for once it's our turn to raid them. One more thing.
We have one more thing. If you haven't hit that follow button, hit it. Get all of your friends to hit it, because once we hit 400 followers, we will be starting a play-by-post. I have ideas for it. I want to get there.
So thank you for coming. Take care. And if I survive, we'll see you Monday. Oh yeah, we can't go until our buddy says the line.
Fuck you, Aldo.